Hello everybody, it's Spirit here, and welcome to the Ice and Fire World Tour. I wanted to do this for a while. I wanted to kind of show off the world and get my thoughts on what projects I want to get into, how I want this world to shape up, and just my overall thoughts put out there so that people know what I'm doing exactly. Ice and Fire Season 2, we've got quite a lot going on. We got our village that's turning out great so far. And Season 1, if you don't recall, I ended up losing the world file because my PC had reset, which was very unfortunate. There are a few people that I need to thank for this series. For one, I need to thank Atlantis for introducing me to the Ice and Fire mod back in Season 1. So big thank you to her for showing me this and getting me into it. The second person that I need to thank for updating the series so that we have the 1. I think it's 19 Caves and Cliffs updates, or basically in 1.20 version, and this world was in 1.16, and I did mention this in the last episode of Ice and Fire that Amradon was the one that helped me basically upgrade my world so that now anything underneath my base, the original bedrock layer has been removed and the new Caves and Cliffs stuff has been added underneath it, which is fantastic. So thank you to Amradon for cutting the world and basically just cutting out the old chunks and leaving in the ones that I'm currently in and helping replace it with the new ones. So thank you so much to Amradon. And then last but not least, we have Binary, my friend, to thank for the shaders that I'm using now. So I need to pull up the mod real quick because I did not do that when I was looking at them. So I'm using, what's it called? I am using, I think it's Oculus. I think that's the one he introduced me to. Let me double check here. Okay, I just jumped through messages. I'm trying not to edit out certain parts of this video. But yeah, so I'm using what's called Oculus right now, which is kind of like Optifine in where it updates like the world settings so that everything runs smoother, and that way I can run shaders. Which, by the way, I am currently running the BSL shader pack, which is such a nice pack. It just makes everything look so nice right now. So thank you to Binary for telling me about Oculus so that I could use shaders for Season 2. So with all that out of the way, let's start by showing you the world. So my storage, this has been moved at least 3 times throughout the series. There is just so much junk just laying around here from all my building blocks and even my resource chest. We have 17 blocks of diamonds. That's a lot of diamonds to have. I think last season I had 20, so I'm very close to breaking that record. I just need to find some more diamonds laying around. And then this is all my Ice and Fire stuff that I have laying around. I've got, I think, one of every scale now except for Lightning Dragon. I only have the one because I've only seen one. And we also got our Sea Serpent scales. Like Season 1, I want to create a room for all the different sets of armors, because I think that was a really cool feature that I did last season, just because of the many different Ice and Fire armor sets that there were, because there are just so many different armor sets available to us, and I think having a room full of each and every single one is definitely going to be really cool. In terms of other items, I have the dragon egg from when I took on the Ender Dragon. I think that was when I was having audio issues. I think like all my audio had cut out, so none of that footage was ever usable in the slightest, which really sucks because I had killed the Ender Dragon, went and got an Elytra, and that was going to be part of the video, and then I was going to do something else, and that didn't happen. So, yeah. I think since the world got updated, I think the Ender Dragon may have respawned, so that might be something I can do, and I can maybe get a second dragon egg. Who knows? I'm very curious now. I don't think the End Stronghold is where it used to be, because I think it was somewhere over here originally, and I think that part of the world got cut out. So, yeah. In terms of other items, there's a bunch of miscellaneous stuff. I have a bunch of different colored sets of wool, and I want to use that to essentially mark out areas that I'm going to be building in. Right now I have signs in my inventory because I want to mark the areas where I get ideas in this down so that I know what I'm doing. So in the future, I want to be able to mark areas that, and of course it's raining, so I can't turn that off. I'm gonna turn down, I hate that thing. I'm gonna turn down weather just a tad bit. That's better, okay. So now, yeah, but anyway, I wanna get a whole bunch of different colored wool. That way I can mark out areas that I'm either going to be terraforming or building houses and stuff. I've seen a lot of other YouTubers do that, and I think it's such a good idea that I don't know why I haven't started that yet. So that's something I want to do. I'll have to set up an automated wolf farm. But the thing about my world is I like the medieval theme, and I don't want any of my automated farms to be like on the surface. Like I think in this chest I have the automatic sugarcane farm, and it has moved at least twice by now. I have all the parts to remake it again, but I need to build it either underground or somewhere that's hidden, because I don't want anything automated to show. I want to keep the immersion of being in a medieval village/castle area. And I think having any sort of automated farm is just going to ruin that. And of course, if you want to look through these chests, you can pause the video at any time just to see what all I've got. There's nothing crazy in here. This is, ironically, the old automatic fishing station. I don't think I'm going to remake this because it only gets fish and XP now, so it doesn't seem worth remaking. And then here's all my food and all the dragon heads and stuff that I killed so far, especially the banners that I did with testing to remake these two banners, which I love. And if you haven't seen the short of them, I highly recommend checking them out because I think these are like some of the best designs that I could make. Also, if you look back here, this is not permanent. This is my netherwort farm. I don't need this because I hardly use potions now, but there's just I use this to essentially just trade with the cleric in there to get more emeralds and stuff, so that's kind of is what it is. All these chests are eventually gonna move again. I need a dedicated area for all my storage, that's not a problem. Because it used to be in an underground basement that I made in this house over here, and then I tore that down and filled it back in. So, yeah, a lot of work. This outside area is not going to... This wall is obviously not going to be here. I'm obviously all over the place with this video, so if I end up talking nonstop, I'm sorry. There's a lot on my mind that I want to do with this world and just upgrade. So this wall is eventually not going to be here. Eventually, what I want to do is I want to terraform this area out and have essentially this dock area just round about the whole edge of this mountainside, and have houses and villager stuff through here. So I'm gonna put a sign here, extend dock, so that I know that I'm going to expand this out around the lake. And then eventually I started shoveling out this area underneath and replacing it with just sand. That way it doesn't look like a mess with the gravel and dirt everywhere. And then I also need to add in like some seaweed and kelp in there too. But this is going to be a lot of terraforming out to do. And then I want there to be, because there's an ocean like around here, I need a canal that leads from here all the way out to here. That way it's all connected. Because I think that would be really cool if I could just have some ships in here that bring in supplies and stuff. I think that would be really cool. I've never actually built any type of ship, so yeah, I don't know how I'm gonna do that, but I'm probably gonna have to look up a tutorial or something. I want everything to look nice, okay? So, alright, now time to get to these two buildings right here. The first one, so both these buildings are from my Discord server. I had put a post in there to see who all wanted to add in their own Minecraft houses or certain buildings just to help me build to this village and include my audience a bit more to have their own building added into the world. And starting off with this one, this is Intense Gamers building. So this used to be, the original design was a house, but because there was so much space on the inside, it felt better to turn it into like a tavern instead. And it kind of worked out. With this much space in here, it turned out really great. I did change the walls so they weren't just regular oak to the stripped oak log, which turned out great for the floor. And then obviously in here, I moved my cleric in here. As you can see, he's got his general stuff. We got barrels, we got water bottles, we got his general cooking station. And then up here, we have the loft slash storage area. And I think everything in here is pretty jam-packed, so I was planning on fixing this in the future, but I think this works for now with how it is. Obviously, the villager, I don't think can climb up here, but it's the thought that counts. Also, I have a hard time getting in and out of here. So, we got some cats that I tamed up in here just to add more decoration to it. And yeah, this building turned out really well. I loved it. I edited it a little bit and it turned out great. I'm probably going to end up missing stuff in this video and forget to mention something. So I'm going to try my best to remember everything. If you don't recall, the dock design came from, I think it was Ramble SMP Season 1 that I built this, because I had a similar idea. I'm going to say this now, I cannot get out of the... I can't build anything else. Everything in Minecraft has to be medieval, because I'm not good at building anything else. Literally everything has to be medieval. So yeah, everything I build is pretty much medieval. I don't know why. I can't help it. I just like castles and medieval stuff, okay? So, yeah, this came from Ramble SMP Season 1, which was cool. I loved pulling these designs from other series that I did. The castle wall design actually came from, I think it was Acacia SMP. These used to be acacia logs, but I think the oak made it pop out a little bit more and made it look nicer. So that was really nice. The marketplace was definitely a cool design. I love the roof designs. That made it also look really nice. I'm gonna change some of the pumpkin and melon stuff to be like crafting tables or barrels and stuff laying around instead. I think I just added way too much like crop stuff everywhere. So I need to break up the this and add more detail to it. Then over here, you've probably seen this last episode. We have the whole map of the area, and I want to do this in certain sections of the town. That way you know where you're standing or looking. So there's a lot to show in this. Also, it's nighttime again, so I should probably sleep. And I'm not gonna skip over this one, so we have Potato Lord's Blacksmith. If we come inside, we have a couple different armor pieces, such as the iron armor, the copper armor, the silver armor, and chainmail. And then we also have all the different varieties of swords and weapons just laying across here. Eventually, I do need to add some villagers in here. They shouldn't be able to escape because of this trap door. I can't remember if I did add some and they got killed, because somehow zombies keep making their way somewhere around this wall, and I'm not entirely sure how that's possible, but they have, so, you know, I don't have villagers in here anymore. But we got the big forge, we got the cauldron, we got the stone cutter, and the anvil. I really like this design. It definitely was a really cool piece, and Potato Lord, you have a dedicated space for this series, so yeah. I mean, this turned out really nice. I don't think I changed anything. I think everything is pretty much the same as it was when I looked at the design, so that was really cool. Then we got some llamas here, which is nothing too crazy, just stole them from the wandering trader. And then we come over here, and obviously it's a sheer cliff face. I need to edit it so that it's smoother through here, like hillier, and not a flat wall. So I need to break all this open and change everything. All the building stuff should be made much easier because I have a form of the replay mod available, and it's called Recordium. It's very buggy though. Currently I have it disabled because anytime I click into my inventory, it thinks the start record button is like right here in my inventory and the pause record button is like right over here. And that gets really annoying when I'm trying to like move items around and it just hits the record button instead of picking up my item. So hopefully they fix that. I don't think they will because it's obviously not a normal version of the replay mod, so that's something. And then we come through the castle walls and we've got our hippogriffs over here and a whole bunch of lanterns everywhere. I want to make sure this area is lit up enough so that when I release the villagers from captivity, that they're not going to get attacked or killed by zombies. I'm going to need the elytra in order to just show the size of this. But if we fly up, you can see that this is probably about the size as the original one back in Season 1. And it definitely is a very different design, and I honestly love it better. Obviously, the mountain used to be here, but I terraformed a large portion of it to get it to this point. So why you see like holes in the wall everywhere, because there were caves in here and just a whole bunch of blocks needed to be broken down in order to get it to this point. Also, this back part of the wall is the part that I did in the last episode, and I realized I didn't leave enough space for these gates to be here. I think this is a cool design, just adding these small gates into here, so that way I can get in and out and mobs can't get in. So that's really cool. Obviously, we have our nether portal, which I think might get moved in the future, but we'll just have to see. On the map, there is a gravestone site over here. So my thought over here is I want to have a pathway going from here and then have a bridge going across this large body of water and having a very dusty old path that leads through the forest over to this graveyard over here. I think that would be a really cool thing. Obviously, it's not going to be well lit because that wouldn't make much sense, but I think it'd be a cool idea. So I'm going to put here, bridge to graveyard. So there we go. I think the birch needs to go. Birch does not work in anything that I'm building. So the birch trees may need to be cut down and replaced with, I think oak or dark oak trees would work better. So that's something I'll have to decide on in the future to see what I do here. I need to fix the river here too. I want it to start flowing back through here because when I remade this, I had to fill in a large portion of it with dirt in order to get it to look like this and slightly more natural, and that was great. But moving everything around just took so much more blocks than I had, so I had to get more. So I pretty much finished up this wall. I did design the inside of these towers. They're the same as what they were originally, just with a staircase leading up, with a ladder right here to get on top of the wall in case somebody doesn't have an elytra to fly with. I'm surprised this stayed here because I figured it was going to disappear because of updating the mod, but I guess not, because if you remember back in episode 1, there was a bronze dragon that had lived here, and we actually managed to kill it, but it ended up destroying a large portion of the village. So that was not good. I don't even think a single villager survived that onslaught, and not even the iron golems did either. So that was, yeah, you know, I figured I could kill a stage 3 dragon with just iron armor with my previous experience, but I was solely mistaken. I was very wrong. I've got one more bit of the wall left to do, and it's not gonna be too bad, because I now have it all figured out. It's just tearing down the old section and replacing it with new. I don't have this tower complete yet. I need to start doing that, and there's a large portion of this part of the land that needs fixed because it's just a flat corner right now, and this part is also floating. So, still a lot of work to do. A lot of building should be made easier with the replay mod, thankfully. So, that's something. What did I do here? Did I run out of I think I ran out of andesite and just put these as placeholders. I don't know what I do half the time. Well, that's pretty much it for the wall. Coming into here, we have our village with the natural villager crops and my crops. We have my barrels filled with all sorts of other miscellaneous crops. We also have our automatic composter, which has a good portion of bone meal in here. Hopefully I could use all that in the future. Obviously, villagers live in terror because iron golems just keep spawning everywhere. We have 3 beehives that surprisingly still have bees in them, even after the update, so that's nice. We have our bunnies, we have our sheep. Obviously, I've been changing the colors of these things back and forth with all the different colored wool. And we have all of our villagers, and these guys are honestly a complete mess because they're everywhere. Okay, see, this is one of the bugs with the replay mod. I have it turned off, and it's, for some reason, keeps opening the replay view. I might see about messaging somebody about that and seeing if they can get it fixed. I need to turn down friendly creatures just a tad bit. That seems a little bit better. So yeah, a lot of my XP also comes from the villagers. I need a better way of getting XP rather than just trading with villagers, because obviously it's not the most efficient thing. But everything here was rebuilt by me. It's why every room has at least 3 beds in it, because I wanted to expand the village by a ton. Over here, I had my chickens, but currently I didn't need them, so I killed all of them. I have a ton of eggs, so I can easily get chickens back, but obviously we have our rotten eggs, so we can get more pet cockatrice. We have the well that is very open right now because for some reason villagers just continuously fall into the well and can't get themselves back out. So yeah, ton of work involved with this. This was the first house I lived in. Obviously it's just filled with beds at the moment. I think something caught fire here because there's no blocks there. We have our cows up here, which is nice. And our old mine. There's a lot to the old mine. So, when I was fixing the wall, I had a huge zombie problem just spawning over here for some reason. And when I came down here, I had heard the noise coming from over here, so I figured it was the caves. But there's actually a zombie spawner right here, which is super nice because that's a great way for me to get XP. I need to convert it at some point. Obviously, I filled in like certain parts of the cave. I've lit up this area, so the zombies that spawn on top of here are from the zombie spawner. So I need to finish lighting up the area out here so that I can make this farm super efficient. In terms of the cave, this goes all the way down to Y level 11, Yeah. So we have our area to get diamonds and stuff available. This is the area where I had my beacon originally, but when the world got cropped out, I decided that I needed to tear it down so that I didn't accidentally lose it. I wonder if I could find the hole that I dug for the beacon. Where is it? Ah, here it is. So this was originally where the beacon was, and that's the hole that I dug so that the beacon would be down here. My beacon's currently in my ender chest at the moment, so that it's all in here. I guess I didn't show what's in my ender chest. I have 2 giant deathworm eggs. I have 1 fire wyvern, and then the 3 ice wyverns that I've gotten, as well as my ender chest full of my rockets and my trident. I love this thing, by the way. It was with 1.13, it made this thing so nice with just loyalty and channeling so that it returns to you instead of just disappearing. That was such a nice thing. I loved that. I did not remake the shields that I lost back in, what was it? It was like 2 episodes ago that I had put the 2 banner shields that I had in my hippogriff, and they disappeared after I got my hippogriff killed. I'm still very sad about that. Down here is my way down to the new bedrock layer. So if we come down all the way here, you can see I kind of dug around a little bit, just seeing if I could find any new caves around here. And I actually did. There is a geode somewhere around here. I don't exactly remember where, but I don't want to get lost in the cave because then I'm going to spend way too much time trying to figure out where I'm at. So eventually in the future, I will re-find that geode so that I can get more amethyst shards for the different other blocks that I can make. You can tell I've not played 1.19 onward because I do not know all the different blocks. There's a goblin or something around here somewhere. I hear it. It's somewhere around here. Hello? Ah, here he is. This guy's part of the Goblin Traders mod, and he's really You're telling me 5 dragon eggs and a pickaxe, and I can get a Fortune 5, Unbreaking 5 diamond pickaxe? Bruh. That is insane. Yeah, look at this guy. That's cool. So yeah, a lot to do, a lot to uncover. I think every block down here that I break in the future will definitely be a good way to make a dragon nest like I did last season. Because I made a really big one last season. It was very boxy, and I think I hated that. I needed to make it more natural, and I didn't do that. Down here is where I had found the dragon lair. It should still be down here. Yeah, it's right here. It's hard to tell with shaders on, but I think shaders just make this so nice. And if I come all the way up here, and this is where the stage, I think it was 4 or 5, was down here under my base. And as you can see by the map, there's just so many. The mine shaft in here is so massive. There's actually some spider spawners like somewhere around here. I have to re-find them, but there are spawners literally in 2 places down here, and I think I can make a nice spider spawner farm and a nice zombie farm, which should be great. Can I just say shaders make everything look so nice? Like, I'm so glad I have shaders available now. It looks so nice. I love it. But yeah, I think that's pretty much everything. In terms of mods, I usually keep a link down below in the description, but I guess I can read off what mods I have currently. So currently, I have the apple skid mod, which basically shows my food bar down here. I have the construction wand, which is basically like gonna make building so much easier because I can just place blocks much faster, so that's quality of life mod. Save me a little bit of time. I have the corpse mod, which basically is when I die, I will have a corpse that drops onto the ground that keeps my items safe. That way I don't have them explode everywhere. So I think that was a nice feature. The dynamic trees mod, obviously all the trees in this area are still vanilla. So eventually I will tear these down so that they won't be so vanilla, and that I'll have the regular trees available. I have the falling leaves mod, which is really nice. Just another form of decoration. Goblin traders, like I said. I have guard villagers on here, but I don't think any guard villagers will spawn in my original village without me stealing some from another village, so kind of a useless mod, but oh well, what can you do? Obviously, I have the Ice and Fire Dragons mod, I have Journey Map, I have just enough items available, I have what's called Macaw's Bridges. Let's see if I can pull this up here. Macaw. So it just basically makes it so that you could have cool bridge designs that are more decorated. So I thought that was really cool. I'm not totally hooked on the idea of it, but maybe I'll change my mind here in the future. Mouse tweaks, just basically a way to spread out my inventory when I have a bunch of stuff laying around. Split stacks easier. Mr. Crayfish furniture mod. So let's see. Mr. Cray furniture. So yeah. Basically we can make cabinets, we can make tables, we can make sofas. There's different gate designs, there's crates, there's benches. I mean, this is just gonna make building so much more fun with all these different things available. So I thought that was pretty cool. I don't know if this will fit in some of my builds, but it's definitely gonna be worth a try. I have the Nature's Compass mod, which I think will help me in the future because this will allow me to find the certain biomes I'm looking for instead of, you know, having to explore a large portion of the area just to find like Badlands or Spruce Village or any of that other stuff that I might be looking for. So something to just save me on time. I have, like I said, Recordium, which is like a different version of the replay mod, which is really cool. I have Reliquary in this. So my old Shadow Cloak is now missing. So I need to... Okay, it's called the Twilight Cloak now. I need to remake this, which shouldn't be too bad. I just need to kill some Endermen, but kind of annoying that it didn't transfer over from 1.16. I guess because the mod technically changed, that wouldn't be a feature that stayed. And then another fun mod is the Twilight Forest mod, which I had last season, and I really only got to take on, I think it was the Serpent boss or something. Hold on, let me look. Twilight Forest. It was the Naga boss. Okay. And then I think because I wanted to show the difference between the Hydra in Ice and Fire and the Hydra in the Twilight Forest mod, because I think that was pretty cool. I don't know if dragon roosts will spawn in the Twilight Forest mod because they're very new and I don't think they work together at the moment, so that might be another thing. And then the last one is just the Waystones mod. I thought this would be pretty cool because then I could just place down a Waystone and just make it do what it needed to do. The annoying thing is it keeps bringing back the old waypoints from this, which is so annoying. So I need to figure out why these waystones are keeping the waypoints every time I log in and out of Ice and Fire. In terms of everything else, I am so sick of the rain. Ugh, why? Rain! It has rained twice during this recording. So, I guess more ideas would be, I want there to be a, like, tower of some sort over here. Like, have the marketplace come all the way around to over here, but then also have there be, like, a watchtower, or I was thinking maybe a windmill, but then I thought about it and I thought, why would there be a windmill here in this part of the village? So maybe I'll just make like a watchtower or something right over here. I need to light up this area too because mobs can also spawn over here. Obviously I could like put a gate over there to block it off, but I eventually would need to build in this area, so I need to work on adding in some more lights over here. I need to set up a lot of different farms. Like, I need an iron golem farm. I need to set up, like, better villager trading areas so that I know where each one is. So, I'm gonna... Also, I want to change this road. I don't think it's a terrible design. I think it could be better. The whole andesite, gravel, and cobble was to just kind of break up the gravel roads. And to be honest, I hate... Let me get my shovel. I hate roads like this. Because I don't think they look nice. And maybe that's just my opinion on it, but I don't like it. It doesn't look right to me for something to look like that. So I think maybe because I built this road so often, but just looking at it, it doesn't look right, and I want to change it, but I don't know any good designs to go off of. I think I had the right idea when it came to like the cobblestone stairs breaking up the ground so there's like little potholes in the ground. I think the gravel was definitely another good idea, along with the andesite and cobblestone to as different things. So I don't know. I'm kind of partial to it right now, but I think it was a good idea to help break up the pathways a bit, and just so it wasn't all just a gravel road. I don't know. Maybe you guys can tell me what you think about it, and we can go off of that. All the way back here, I just remembered I wanted to point this out. This is like a very future project I want to do in the future. But all the way out here, somewhere, I want to build a tree. And not just any tree. I want to build Yggdrasil from Norse mythology, which is like the world tree. Yggdrasil world tree. So, yeah. I want there to be a tree just back here. I don't know how I'm going to do it. It's the main part of it is going to be either made out of oak wood or spruce wood, depending upon how I feel. But basically, for every wood type in vanilla, there's at least 9 different varieties. So I figured, because in Norse mythology there are 9 realms, and obviously in Norse mythology there are dragons, orcs, trolls, and a whole bunch of other mythical creatures. I figured I could make each of the branches be to its own branch of the world tree, so for each dimension. So we have oak, spruce, birch, jungle, acacia, dark oak, mangrove, cherry. We even have what is it? We have the 2 like nether tree ones. So I think having one branch of each of the different tree types will definitely break it up. So yeah, here. The crimson and then the warped. I don't know what each one will stand for. I'll have to do more research into I'll have to do more research into each of the 9 realms to figure out what tree branches would make the most sense. I thought about adding in the trees from the Twilight Forest, but obviously if somebody downloads this world and doesn't add that in, then the tree is going to be missing like one of its branches or something. So that'll be something in the future. In terms of armor sets, I have at least 2 of these enchanted. We can also make the Dragon Forge, but I think you know the problem with that is, well, if I pull out one of my ice dragons, they're still in the stage 1 phase, so they're not going to be that helpful when it comes to powering the Dragon Forge. I think once I have the wall complete, it should be easier to, well, not easier, but I think it'll be safe enough that I can leave the dragons out of their dragon horn, and I won't have to worry about something coming and attacking them. Which is also kind of why the hippogriffs are right here at the moment, because they're in a safe you're floating again. Why? Dude, It's not even funny. Like, I don't know why these guys are. I don't know why you're floating. Like, hello? Like, get down on the ground. I don't know why they're floating. Those guys are still up here, by the way. Or maybe not? Huh? Oh, here's one. Oh, yeah, there's one. See, they're still floating. I don't know why. I don't understand how this is happening. But they're floating. I don't get it. Man. I don't know. Over here, I was thinking about this area and I thought it was shaped very differently from what it was. But I was thinking like this is part of the world already and it's kind of natural. So what if I just built like an extended roof over it just to show it's the mountainside? I think it's big enough that a stage 5 dragon could walk in and out of here. I would need to tear down some of these like sections, and obviously if I were to make the dragon roost right here, it would be a huge project to just make a roofed area and then make it look natural enough. That's going to take so much stone. Of course, I'm going to put a sign down, so we're going to put dragon entrance or dragon home. Yeah, so just an area that maybe has like a roof over top of it, I think would look so nice. It wouldn't be that hard. It would just be a lot of stone to make it look natural enough. Same with the dirt and having to put vegetation over top of it. That would be a lot of work in the future. I hope you guys can see what I'm thinking of. If this pillar was moved back maybe a couple blocks, have this be like the center point to hold up the whole cave part of the system. I know I'm not looking at it because I'm moving around so much, but like just having a roof go over top of this, and then if that was back a little further, have it like, I don't know, curved up so that it's holding the centermost part of it, or maybe just tearing that completely down and just having it roofed over this section. Of course, that might ruin the other idea I had because this needs to... What the heck did I just do? Hold on. Because this wall needs to be pushed back a couple blocks. And I think having another staircase to like come up here. So maybe this isn't the area that I put like a dragon entrance or dragon home. I don't know. I need some thoughts and opinions on that because I think it's a good idea because it looks so natural. It'd kind of be like this section over here, except like on a much bigger scale to like cut it out and then push it back a bit. I don't know. I think that would look really nice in this section is if I just put a roof over top of it and then edit it out so that it covers a large portion of this. I don't know what I'll do with lighting on the inside of it. And I think if I make it so that the ground is covered, I won't have to worry about mobs spawning over top of it. It's a lot. It's a lot to think about. Obviously, these are really big projects that I want to do in the future. But if it's gonna take a lot of time and resources, then I need to focus my projects on the stuff that I want to get done, such as tearing down this section and then fixing it so that it looks more natural to the land around it. So obviously this entire thing needs pushed back a couple blocks, and there needs to be like, I think maybe if I staircased it to have certain sections, then maybe it would look much nicer. But I just know this entire mountain region needs to get terraformed, and that's going to be a lot of work. Like, thankfully with the replay mod, like, I can save on hours of work on that, so that would be really cool. The last thing I think I need to talk about is the interaction on the series. Like, I know you guys love Ice and Fire, but lately there hasn't been a whole lot of direction with it. With last season, a lot of people suggested the things that they wanted to see and do. Some of it was like stuff that I showed that I wanted to do, but right now I'm not entirely sure on episodes and stuff. Like, obviously there's a lot that I can do. I mean, if we take a look at that's why I hate this current replay mod. If we look at the bestiaria, I mean, we have the dragon forges that we still need to make. We need to find some lightning dragons to tame. There are at least 4 other kinds of hippogriffs I need to tame. I want to get one of every single dragon egg and dragon type. There are gorgons that I have not faced off against yet. There are cyclopses. I didn't do anything with pixies season 1, so I do want to do something with that. Obviously I've killed sirens. I've seen hippocampi, deathworms, cockatrice. I've not seen a single troll. But maybe because they only spawn in certain areas. I've not done anything with myrmexes yet, and I'm avoiding that because I did not like doing that in season 1. They make the creepiest sounds ever. Hydras, we have not taken on any, but I would like to reclaim the Hydra heart, which I did get in season 1, which was really cool. And I think I only killed like 2 Hydra to get it, so I mean, that was really cool. Ghosts, we've seen a couple, but we have a chance of getting a phantasmal ingot, which can make this cool blade, and I think that would also be a really awesome weapon to get in the future. And then I have an idea for in the future with sea serpents. That's kind of like a secret project. Because you can't tame one of these guys, I have a plan that I don't think anybody has ever done. So I think it would be really cool if I could implement that idea. I'm not going to spoil anything because I don't know how I'm going to do it yet. But I think it would be a really cool idea if I can manage to pull it off. Obviously, I want to get one of every single armor set for the Tide Guardian stuff because I think that would be really neat. And then amphitheres. I did tame one back in season 1. If you remember episode 19, I did tame a nice blue one. And obviously I'm going to attempt to tame one of every single color. So that would also be really cool. And I guess the best thing with season 2 is that there are just a ton of new blocks since we're now in 1.20 to fix stuff with. So I think that would also be really cool. Alright, so I had to take a quick cut, but that's pretty much everything I wanted to talk about. Obviously, there's a lot to do, a lot of new stuff going on, and I hope I covered everything. I know I probably fumbled around with some things that I wanted to talk about, especially with the building projects ahead, the stuff that I'm going to be working on in the future, as well as just things in general. And did I did get some screenshots for the thumbnail of this video. I figured this would be a neat bonus clip just to show like all the different things that people might not have seen during editing or the YouTube vids. And I know I won't be able to pump out like daily episodes of Ice and Fire because that's just not going to happen because there's a lot of prep work and stuff involved with it. And so, but I am going to try to upload it as much as possible. I need to set up more farms. That way I can have some automated stuff, as well as some more just projects that need completed in general. So, yeah. I think that's pretty much it. If you have any questions, feel free to leave them down in the comment section below. If there's something that I missed, you know, I plan to do another one of these, maybe in another 10 episodes or so. We'll just have to see. But I think this was something that I really wanted to do because I think there's a lot to this world that doesn't get shown quite often because I'm always running around doing the next thing. And I think this was just a neat idea to take a step back and look at the world that I've built so far and explain my thoughts on each of the things that I've built so far. And I think this was good for me to just get back into playing Minecraft. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Hope you enjoyed this video. Like I said before, if you have any questions or thoughts on this series, please let me know. I do plan on uploading some more in the future. I do need to finish that last section of the wall, and then I think there might be a time lapse of me tearing down like this section of the mountain and stuff, so that might be cool. So I already have plans for the next episode. Obviously there's a lot of work to do, so do not expect me to upload another episode of this anytime soon. But I will try to get one out as soon as I can, but we'll just have to see. What I really should do is I should set up that beacon, that way I have an easier time mining the mountain away. I'll have to find a good spot for it. I also don't know if I want to keep this staircase that I have over here. It's just kind of sitting over there. There's a lot going through my mind, and I know there's a lot of projects that I need to complete. There's also monsters that apparently spawn underneath this lake, so I'll need to light those up as well. I'm getting sidetracked. I'm trying to end the video. I hope this wasn't too long. Hopefully you stuck around to the end to get through all the different areas and seen everything you wanted to see. Obviously I did kind of rush through, that way this video wasn't several hours long just trying to explain everything. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Hope you enjoyed, and have an awesome day. Later.